What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Women Running It.
Yay! I am Nikki C.
Marie.
And as you can see, we are in two different places. No, it's not because of COVID.
Right. Thank you, Jesus. It is not, but we still have to keep shit running. So
Yes,
we're
and
gonna do
I
this
am out of
remote.
town, on work, on business. And, being that our show is supposed to occur once a week, I got to keep things running. So
Here we are.
we're doing it the COVID way via Zoom, right?
Yep. Sure enough.
So we have a lot to talk about because we have three shows that we have to review, two from OWN and one from Bravo.
So
Housewives of Dubai premiered, and then we still have Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage DC. Right.
Well, Love and Marriage DC finally is getting to a place where it's getting a little interesting now.
Okay, well let's hold on, because we gotta do something before that.
That's right, I forgot.
Okay. So what are you drinking on?
There's so much to unpack. Well, it's been a crazy weekend, and I will be leaving town next weekend or this weekend coming. So I'm drinking coffee because it is 11:30 p.m. and I still have to finish laundry before I go to bed.
All right. Well, that does not sound very exciting.
If I drink any alcohol, I'm going to want to go to sleep. I need a pick-me-up.
Okay.
To get me through.
Well, I have a pick-me-up, and hopefully it will pick me up. Not off of the floor, but just pick me up. I had to go down to the little bistro in the hotel and get a little cocktail, but I had to kind of make it myself because I got a cocktail. It's called a black cherry old fashioned, and it has bourbon, some black cherry muddle, and some other stuff in it.
Is it good?
So, it was not good, and I kind of thought that it might not have been. So I was prepared, and I said, in addition to that, can I get a thing of ginger beer? Because ginger beer always makes things good. So I got a thing of ginger beer. Okay. And I added it to the little cocktail to make me my own mocktail. And it is very good now.
Oh, so you just made your own damn drink.
Yeah, that's what I said. I made my own thing.
So what are you going to name it?
Cherry Jubilee, I guess. Which is fitting, right? Because the Queen just had her Jubilee this past weekend. So this is called the Cherry Jubilee. Yeah, so it's a black cherry old fashioned mixed with ginger beer. Cheers.
Cheers. This is just some king cake flavored coffee.
Some stale old coffee.
I'm sorry, I got to do tonight.
All right. So let's start with Dubai first. Right? Because I think we can probably get through that.
Yeah, let's get through Dubai. Dubai is not going to get through because it was only episode 1. So this is Housewives of Dubai, courtesy of Bravo and Andy Cohen.
Yes.
And I'm very excited to see the way they live. One thing I did learn about them, or one thing I did learn about the culture there is that I did think that you had to dress a certain kind of way if you were a female. And a lot of people, I did think that. And so they said that, no, you can wear what you want.
Yeah. So. Because I've known people who've gone to Dubai. I don't know. So I've never known that you had to dress a certain way, because Dubai is actually a popular tourist place, even though it's very expensive. it is a
Yes.
popular tourist place, and so you can dress however you want. But I was the thing that I was kind of more surprised about, because I know that it is a popular tourist place, but I didn't know in regards to actually like living there, like permanently, that it was so many young Black African American women.
I did not know that. Yes, I did not know. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I know that Dubai is rich, right?
Yeah.
But I did not think that they, forgive me for saying this, but I didn't think that women were allowed to do that much there. Like, I didn't think that they were that liberal in that way when it came to gender roles. I didn't.
Wow. You really had like you were thinking like it was Saudi Arabia or something. Like, it's Dubai.
I mean, yeah, but it's Dubai. It's rich. It doesn't. I didn't think that took away from, their policies and rules and regulations and things like that. I didn't. I did not.
Okay. Yeah, that's not something I thought of.
I mean,
don't
it's
know
somewhere
why,
I
but
would like to go one day. I would love to go and I would love to visit, but
yeah, I would love to. But
I gotta wear long sleeve shirts.
oh yeah, no, I never thought of it that way. But I just knew it was a hefty price to have to go there.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But overall, I did like that it was a predominantly brown girl show. They only had one Caucasian on there. The rest were
Which didn't you say she came from another franchise?
She did. So the one Caucasian woman is, I think her name is Carolyn Stansberry. Is that her name? Am I saying it right?
I don't know their names yet.
Well, either way, whatever her name is, and excuse any background noise because I am in a hotel room. But whatever her name is, she came from Housewives of London, and I did watch Housewives of London, and it was actually okay. I watched it. I think it was on right when Kate Middleton and William got married, so they were going through all of that, and they were only on for I believe 2 seasons. So it was okay. I learned some about the London culture and all that, but of course, it was predominantly really, it was all Caucasian, I must say. And so this woman, Carolyn, she left London to go to Dubai and married someone who's almost half her age, right?
Yeah, he's like 27. She's like
close to 50 if she's not 50. Yeah. But so she moved to Dubai and then married this young guy, where she was previously in London, married to someone else. So she's the only Caucasian woman on the show. Then they have, I believe it's 3 African American women, and one is actually from, I think, Somalia. The other 2 are from the States. And then they have 2 Arabic women. So it's a good mixture, I think,
It is. It really is. I was not expecting that many Black women on there. I really was not. And let me tell you that the Ethiopian one, she is fucking off the chain. She's off the chain. The supermodel.
Oh, why do you think so? I think she tells it as it is. What do you mean?
For real?
Yeah, what do you mean?
That's what you got from her?
Because she was upset she didn't get invited to the party. So she's like, why are we talking about this? I wasn't there. Why are you going to have a whole dinner conversation about it when everybody wasn't there? I mean, I could see touching on it, but continuing the conversation, continuing the conversation, and 2 of the people at the table don't even know what you're talking about. They can't comment.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like her attitude. I don't think I don't. I don't. I mean, it's one thing to be self-confident, and then there's another thing to be like her. Like, she takes it to a point of like, being conceited and like.
I didn't get that. I got that she had a hard life coming up, And when she was able to get into the modeling industry, which was really by a happenstance, right? Because she
Yes.
just saw somebody and they were like, oh, you should be a model. But prior to that, she was like struggling.
She does a good job. And she does a good job. Like,
Yeah, I mean, she
they
looked
look
like
good.
Iman to me. I thought she was Iman when I first saw her on the preview, and I was like, but I know Iman is not that young.
I could
But
see how you could see that, but no.
up close, no. But on the preview, when you saw her at glance,
Yeah, like
her height,
like her photo.
her height, her body, structure and everything, it was kind of reminded me of Iman days, right?
Yeah.
Iman, David Bowie, all those, right? But up close, yes, there's a distinct difference. But I didn't see her as coming off as conceited. I saw her as she worked her way up, and she's where she is now, and she wants to be included, and I think that she's not being included everywhere. And so that's why she has that shell where she comes off sometimes it's harsh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this works out. We're gonna see how this unfolds and how this works because she quite frankly got on my nerves.
Okay.
Got on my nerves. I was more interested in hearing what everyone else had to say just because of her, like of her presentation, her delivery. Like I don't like it.
Well, the one thing that I was taken back by a little bit was the fact that you do have all of these brown girls on the show, but none of them are dating brown or married to brown men. Right?
No. One of the black ones is, she's married to a Latino. He's brown. Isn't he? The one that is from Jamaica. The one that's Jamaican? Wait, isn't it? The one that was roasting marshmallows? Who was that? Look. Y'all have to forgive me. I'm really bad with names.
I don't know, but I didn't remember any brown men.
I thought one of the husbands was like a Latino or something.
I'm not sure. I would have to go back and look at that because I don't remember that. I was caught off guard by the fact that.
But you are right. None of them were married to other like black men. Like it wasn't like they don't have any black power couples on here like at all.
No.
Like none of them.
Yeah. So I was taken back by that, but not to say that I'm against, interracial couples, but I was just taken back by the fact that there weren't any. So, but overall, I did enjoy the show. I thought it was a good introduction to all of the women, right? I especially like the one woman, and again, I don't remember her name, but she was married to money, and they ended up getting divorced, and she said she took nothing but her child. She said that was the most
she worked her way up from the ground.
And she worked her way back up. And so I appreciated that, because you don't hear that a lot, especially on the Real Housewives franchise, right?
Yep.
You don't hear that a lot. So
I was very impressed.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
I was very impressed.
She's doing very well, very well. And in Dubai, you have to do very well. There's no there's no homeless, there's no shelters for you to go to. You have to do well. So
I was surprised at how small their houses were.
But you have to think about the cost of them.
Though. I know.
Yeah. So,
I know. And being from the DMV area, we know that, right? Like we know that, a little crappy 1 or 2 bedroom little townhouse, in DC could go for a couple of million, depending on where
the location. Yeah. So and it's the same thing in New York, right? It's the same thing in New York. So it just depends on the location, right?
Right. So I know, but I don't know in my mind. Dubai is like glitz and glam and huge.
You were looking for castles. Yeah, you were looking for castles. These women aren't castle level yet. They're not castle level yet. Oh. They're doing well, but they're not castle level. Yeah. So I thought it was a good introduction. I'm excited to keep watching. So looking forward to the next show. Anything else?
It's gonna the model is going to set it off. She's going to set it off. She's going. She's. I'm already calling. She's the breakout star for sure. 100%. Not even worried about. I not even.
Well, you say she's a breakout star, but you just don't like her.
Yeah. She gets on my nerves.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so moving on. So what was the next one? Love and Marriage. Which one? We doing
Huntsville. Let's do Huntsville.
Huntsville. Marceau. So I guess this is still the ongoing question. Did he cheat? Did he not cheat? He's still playing with words.
So I have to be honest.
Coming at him like that, like
I have to be honest. This show was a struggle for me. It was a struggle, and usually it's not because I love Huntsville, but this was a struggle because I thought a lot of it was staged. I really did. I thought that whole going back to see her family and having that meal with her mother, introducing her food truck, I thought it was all staged, especially the guy who was going around and purposely telling everybody that his girlfriend was pregnant, even though she didn't want him to.
Yo, I was like, how disrespectful can you be?
But he was doing it on purpose. It was like he was doing it because the camera was there and he wanted to keep saying it. And I was like, but you know, this is not going to air until next year. So whoever you're trying to make upset, like your ex-wife or whoever, she's not going to see it until next year.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was more like, you know, it was just content for the show, more like, because even Tisha's cousin, remember? She like there's like a whole scene of her sitting her down and like talking to her.
It was just too staged for me. I know, it was too staged.
It was so funny because you're having this heartfelt conversation, but you don't know anything about her. Like she says to her, when you have 3 kids, right? And she says, no, I have 4. Or I have.
No, she said 4, and then she said she had 5.
Yeah, she had the wrong number of kids. She had the wrong something else. And I'm like, these are basic like things that you would know.
It was a struggle for me because it was all staged. This was not reality at its best. And Carlos, I was a little disappointed in the editing for this. It was a struggle for me. It was, and then when they all kind of got in a group and went after Marceau, I thought that was all staged. I mean, if you're at an event, I don't care. I don't care what the topic is in regards to somebody cheating. Would that really happen?
That's what really happen. It like, I mean, so this is the thing, right? So normally I would honestly say you stay out of married people's business.
Right.
Like on a across the board, normally you stay out of married people's business. What goes on between husband and wife goes on between husband and wife, right? And like y'all work it out. However, when you do something publicly, does that make it like up for grabs for your family to just go in?
No, it was, to me, it was staged because number one, they're at this event and it seemed like everybody at the party was huddled around trying to get on camera, right? It was like this U shape and Marceau was in the middle and they were all trying to get in camera, right? And
they were all They were all like ganging up on him.
Yeah.
Right?
But I mean, does that really happen like at a barbecue or at a cookout? No, that doesn't happen. And then Tisha wasn't there. And then all of a sudden she came. But then when she saw what they were doing, she was like, oh yeah, go for it. I mean, would you do that to your husband? Even, because my thing is, number one, you either know he's cheating or you know he's not cheating, right? So if he is cheating, do you do that? And if he's not cheating, do you do that? Like, for instance, if I am defending my husband, like supposedly Tisha says she does because she doesn't believe it, I'm not going to let that happen, right?
Yeah, no, I'm going to take up for him. If that's my
I would say, okay, this is not what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here for, the food truck. Let's, disperse this because this is ridiculous. Let's, get on to what we're here for. I mean, but it was like they all surrounded him and they're all putting their 2 cents in. It just seemed very staged for me. It was so hard for me to watch because I was like, this is fake. It was hard for me. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm inclined to agree because a lot of it just didn't make sense. And it was just like, it was too much. It was just, However, the previews for next week also seems a little bit genuine about his response to whatever Kiki says.
Okay.
That seems a little bit genuine. It looks like he's pissed off, like for real.
Okay.
We'll see. But as far as the other one for Huntsville, when they went to go look for her father, you think that was staged? I mean, well, it was planned for sure.
Yes.
About the guy with from the barbershop.
The barbershop, he just happened to be outside. He just happened to know the mother.
And happened to know she was pregnant or say she was pregnant. Like, do you think that was like all staged?
Yeah. It was a hard show for me to watch. I'm just being honest. It was hard. Because after I started seeing that it wasn't as genuine, you know, I was like Melanie in the car.
Sleep. I was proud of Melanie for telling her to listen to your husband when she was like, if you don't want no kids, like, you need to listen to your husband.
Yeah, I mean, she know from experience.
Yes, like, listen to your husband.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on then, since, you know, Love and Marriage Huntsville was.
I mean, if you had something else, did you enjoy it? I don't know.
I mean, that was really it. That was really it.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to next week because I want to see what that argument was about. Kiki, because I think that whatever's going on between Kiki and Tisha, I think that's real. I think that beef right there, I think that is real. Like that whole conversation.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's real.
Yeah,
Tisha, because you know what the underlining issue is, right?
Yeah, like that. I think that's a real family issue because that happens in a lot of families where, you know, cousins or peers are just kind of pitted against each other, not with like malicious intent, but that's what ends up happening.
Well, what happened is Kiki has never gotten over the fact that her business was put out there in regards to her being on drugs and having issues and not being able to take care of things. She wasn't happy that that was all shared and then made it to TV. So basically at this point, I think she's kind of trying to get back, show that she's not that person, and then also trying to bring Tisha down because she's a little jealous about where Tisha is now and the fact that Tisha was the one who kind of got that negative information.
Yeah, because Tisha wasn't supposed to be this one. She was. Kiki was groomed to be what Tisha is now, like, right? Because that was the issue. Her parents made it out, so to speak. And, you know, so they didn't let her hang around the other side of the family that was still in the hood, right? Like that basically was that situation, which happens all the time. I mean, luckily, my mother was like, no, family's family. You won't go see everybody. But anyway,
we'll see.
So,
all right. So DC, what you want to start with?
So many jewels. So should we let's start with what they were talking about in the beginning, which is if I don't see my husband cheating or hearing directly that my husband is cheating, then it didn't happen. When they said that, how did you feel? How did that make you feel?
It made me feel like I'm watching some, you know what, I was about to say something that I shouldn't say. It made me feel like I'm watching some uneducated, uncouth, unknowledgeable women. Is it another word I can use?
You can use a lot of words. You know, she's still keeping it clean. I'm usually the one with the potty mouth, and she want to say something like that, but she ain't saying it.
No, because I'm the good one. You're the, you know, so that's why I said I have to, you know, I'm going to allow you to pick up, you know, but.
Let me tell you something. It goes back to what I originally said, which is women always know. We have an intuition that was gifted to us. Right? And we always know. So her having this conversation already tells me she knew he was cheating.
Of course she knew. She knew. And everybody else knows. I mean, first of all, we're audience, we're in the DMV area. We knew before this show even came out. Okay? Before the show even came out, We already knew. Okay, because everybody knows that that's what he does. Okay, so I mean, because I
Right,
even
like
told you,
people that already knew him, and then they were coming on the show telling
didn't
us.
I tell you when I thought they was on the show that this was going to come out?
Yeah,
I told you it was going to come out because I already knew before the show even. So it's like for her to act like it's like a secret, or because she didn't physically see it, that it didn't happen, even though she knows it happened.
So let me ask you this: do you think that? So remember so guys, if you remember, we had a show about can celebrity men say be faithful, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like is it almost expected for the celebrity wife to receive it as long as it's not in her face? You know what I'm saying? Like I see no evil, hear no evil, it doesn't exist kind of thing. So is that like the expectation of a celebrity wife? Because if it is, then motherfucker, I can't ever be one.
So I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash for it. But I think it's the expectation of a kept woman. Because if you're not kept, if you're able to move out and go on your own, then I don't think you would necessarily put up with it. Right? Or let me put it this way. If you haven't been in the relationship for so long prior to the initiation of it, which with her, that was from day one, right? So let's say, for instance, if someone, let's say Denzel and his wife, right, been married for years. Now, I don't know at what age he became a celebrity, but let's just say they were married for like 15 years prior to him being a celebrity. And when he first got that jump off as that fame hit him, that's when he got into some mess. Would I expect Paulette to leave him after 15 years right when no, right? So I'm not saying that Paulette is a kept woman because she's not. So, but for these other women who are there and
the trophy wives, are you saying like
yes,
it's the definition of a trophy wife that you
you have to put up with it.
Yeah, like that you must have you must deal with it.
Yes.
And then there are women like Shawnee who tolerated it just as long enough
for her to get her own stuff.
Right. To get her shit in order.
Because she was like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm gonna get my stuff together and then I'm out.
Yeah. And that's what she did. I mean, I don't think that was her intention. I think her intention was to be married and have a family.
Correct. But once
and have it all.
Once it
started fucking up,
was
oh, okay.
Once it was multiple times and it was known that this was not stopping, she said, okay, you go and do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. And then now I'm gone. Yep. And I'm still doing my thing while you're doing commercials for AARP. Okay, go ahead.
So I was disappointed that they had this platform and they are normalizing and making it okay for women to just constantly turn a blind eye.
I mean, if that's what you want to do in your marriage, you know, everybody has choices to make. And so we can't fault them if that's the choice that they want to make. But I think you have to be honest about it. That's what I'm faulting you for acting like.
Yeah, they're normalizing it instead of saying, you know what, I know that he does it. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's part of a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then I think the other part about it is the fact that they're going to continue to give him a pass by having this air like it is. So it's basically allowing the men to know that now we have this pass.
But this is the same thing that now I have to go back to Love and Marriage Huntsville because this is the same thing that Martell said. You know, the other guys do it; they just taught me how to do it better. You have them sign, you know, the NDAs. You know, like he's like, duh, I should have signed one. Like, why didn't I do that? Because then, you know, my wife wouldn't have seen it or heard it. You know.
And then the other thing is for Jamie, when they were talking about the intimacy within their relationship, He kind of put her in her place, right? He's like, this is something that she shouldn't be talking about in public. And did you see that the taping quickly went to them playing ping pong, and it ended the conversation because he was like, this is not something that should be discussed in public. So he was basically running and saying, no, you don't talk about this. Right?
I mean, he said that, but he also talked about a very intimate detail before he shut it down about her not wanting him to.
Yeah, but I think that was because
eat her box. I mean, I feel like there's such a better way to say that. I mean,
I don't know. Like I said, it really brings us down because it's almost like the language and, I don't know, some of the stuff that they talk about. It's like, come on now. Now, I like Quicksilver and Ashley. I do like them better now. Jamie and his wife, I think they need to kind of go over to the side because their family is beautiful, though. I love Jason, the son. I think I've actually seen Jason before somewhere. Probably saw him out and about. But I love them. I'm glad that Jason's sticking up for himself and not letting his father tell him to be a DJ when he don't want to be a DJ.
I wanted to kind of talk about that because I feel like as parents, we have hopes and dreams for our children to do these things. And it's like, how would you feel if because like I'm already mentally preparing for one of my kids to tell me that they don't want to go to college. Because in my mind, it was something that you just did. It wasn't a question of like, when I graduated from high school, what I was going to do. Like that wasn't even, I never considered doing anything other than going to school. I never even considered it. And so I'm trying to like wrap my head around maybe one or both of my kids might like, nah, Mom, that's not for me. So it's like, we all kind of struggle with that as parents.
I don't know that I do.
So you be cool. Your oldest saying, I don't want to play sports no more. I'm out.
Oh, 100%. Now you're talking to me.
Don't believe it. I don't.
No, indeed.
I don't believe it at all.
No, you are talking to me. You're not talking to my husband. That's a different story. With me, any day they say it, done. Okay. If they say when they graduate, now this is the caveat. They do have to graduate from high school. But once they graduate, if they don't want to go, but you got to get out of my house.
You got to move fuck out. I don't know. Fuck out.
So there's only 3 options, right? We have 3 options in this area.
Oh, what you talking about?
Military, college,
or trade school.
Job Corps.
Trade school.
Because none of those options include staying in my house after you graduate. So, no. And I think the reason why I am that way is because I was one of the children, or I was a offspring of someone who was trying to be forced to do something that they didn't want to do. So, no, indeed, not me at all.
Yeah, I'm a traveler. Because you know what it is, I want them to have a plan because you want them to do better than you always.
Correct.
So I just want them to have a plan. Whatever it is they want, I just want them to have a plan and go full force.
Yeah. That's all. But that's different though. Having a plan is different from it being the plan that you made for them.
Agreed.
And just like the daughter said, Jamie's daughter, she said she wished that she had that conversation when she was growing up, that she was strong enough like Jason was to have that conversation. Because if she had, she might be doing something that she really enjoyed other than what she's doing right now. Can you imagine that?
Let me tell you, I don't think Jamie listens as a father.
No,
I think he's more of a authoritative figure where he's not willing to receive.
A dictator.
I was trying not to call him that. But I wasn't. But he seems a bit of an asshole. Because if you listen to how his kids say things, the mother is always like, who told you that? Like, that's not true. Who told you that? And they be looking at her like, your fucking husband told me that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why you acting like?
Even the fact that his 21-year-old didn't feel comfortable coming to him himself, that the 21-year-old asked the mother to do it for him.
But all three of the children have said the same thing about him. Like, the oldest son, he has a problem with his father, and that whole it's my way or the highway, right? The daughter said, I wish I wouldn't have gone your way, because I took the your way because I didn't want to go the highway. And now, right, the youngest son is like, I don't want to do that. Like, all three of your children are saying the same thing, and yet he still, I feel like, didn't get it.
Well, yeah, he was still trying to push him to be a DJ even after all that was said.
So can I tell you, I didn't like that they were trying to use sex to rope him into that. Because they were like, well, how you going to get the girls? How you going to think you got to get the money to get the girls? And, and then they were like just trying to peer pressure him into it after he just said, I felt like you pressured me into it. Like, what the fuck he just said? I feel like you pressure me into it. And then you literally turn around and pressure him into it. And then you have your son jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah. I don't know. That was an interesting dinner. The food looked good. Yeah, the food looked good for her never having cooked before, but it was an interesting dinner. It was an interesting conversation. I'm glad it was held because that is something, and it probably happens in all families, no matter your background. But I think even so much more in our community because we've had so much of a struggle in the past and all of the things that we've gone through, that every parent wants their child to go to college. But ultimately, everybody is not college bound. Everybody's not.
Well, and it's been proven time and time again, you don't have to go get into education debt to be successful. Like that,
because that's what's going on right now.
Exactly.
People are paying thousands and thousands of dollars while they're working, whether they're a doctor or whatever they are, doctor, lawyer, they are still paying thousands of dollars on their college debt.
Yeah.
So all the money that they're making is now going back to pay off those loans, unless they had a free ride.
Absolutely. And that's why, and people have been proving you don't need that. So it makes it easier for parents of our generation to see it and be okay with it, as opposed to back then, because, back then our parents and our generation was get a good government job and you don't leave it and you get a good retirement and you get that good pension. Like that was the black way out. Like that was like the solid way, guarantee you can get out of it. Right. And so, but now it's just, we have way more opportunities. I mean, look, hey, we're now on YouTube having this conversation.
No, I was going to say, you could get a podcast and that be your job.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Not for us yet. We haven't gotten there yet, audience. But if you subscribe, maybe we will.
Love to get there, y'all. Well, let's talk about Winter and her, Winter
and her what?
Her unstable self.
You said unstable? Goodness, you're being so harsh on these girls. What do you mean?
Wait a minute. Winter is not, she does not,
so y'all know she's a therapist. I have to say this almost every show because she reads into people a lot more than maybe she should. But that's that therapist talking, so that's why she's like, she's unstable. Don't take it personal, Winter.
Well, so, well, first of all, she admitted to being crazy. She said that. She said, because, sex make you crazy. That's what she said. She said, I'm celibate because, if you get some good nookie,
But wait a minute. Let me play devil's advocate here. Because a lot of women, a lot of girls, a lot of females have gotten into trouble because of that. And that is true. What she is talking about is true. that's why you have a lot of women who end up having children sooner than they want to, or a lot of women who end up getting into relationships that now they're regretting they got into.
Yeah.
And that's probably what she's
And
talking
we,
about
and
in
we and
regards
we
to her
say the
last
same thing. We
relationship.
say the same thing about them. You digmatize, and you need to come out
So
of that
why
shit.
is she crazy
And
then?
you need to come out of that shit so that you can get your shit together. But you
She's being
can't keep
smart.
getting digmatized. Listen. After you get
She's being
digmatized one
smart.
time, look, after you get digmatized one time,
She had it done twice. Now the first time, I don't know if it was really that. I think the
yeah,
first
no,
time,
I'm
the
not talking
second
about her
time,
marriage. I'm not even
yeah.
talking about her marriage. I'm just talking about relationships in general. I'm not talking about her marriages. I'm just saying once you get digmatized once, so every female has been digmatized, right? At least once. Once you get it once and you are under the trance and you do dumb shit, when you get out of that, you don't go back there. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't, you learn the lesson and you apply that lesson to the future. You don't just keep getting digmatized over and over again by different dicks and keep acting crazy. That ain't stable. That ain't stable. And the same thing with men, you know, they get whipped and then they lose their fucking mind, you know, but you don't keep getting whipped all over again, keep losing your mind. You learn the lesson and you apply the lesson to the next relationship. That's how you get better. That's how you grow. But you don't keep getting digmatized. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've heard it from A. Marie. I don't know what else to say, you know, because I don't think she's crazy. I think she's speaking the truth and she's trying to take a break so she can get back on her path. That's all.
So you want to explain? So why? So why do you think she said when Ashley was talking about her marriage and Arena was talking about her marriage? Why did she say?
Can I pause for a minute? Last time you were talking about accents. Arena, straight Baltimore, right? Yeah. Now that's a Baltimore accent. Yeah. But the DC accent I don't hear, but the Baltimore accent I do hear. But go ahead.
Jamie's accent is the thickest for DC. He has the thickest DC accent on there so far.
I mean, is it because he sounds like a hood brother?
No, that see, but that's just the DC accent, though.
That's what I'm saying. But that could be any hood around the world, though, really, unless you're from, you know, New Orleans, then that hood brother's going to have a different accent. But most hood brothers sound like hood brothers.
I consider that the DC accent. So I guess maybe I only know the niggas in DC.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I digressed. You were talking about
so why do you think that she said in her interview, that's interesting after they were talking about their marriage? I didn't even quite understand that.
Oh, no. So when they were at the brunch, right? Is that what you're talking about? And during the interview, she was like, oh, that's interesting. Because she was talking about how she said because she didn't see it.
She didn't see what?
She didn't see the cheating. That's what she was talking about.
Oh, she was talking about the hear no evil, see no evil kind of thing.
Yeah, because did you see her when she said it? She was like, she kind of sipped on her drink and was like, what in the world these chicks talking about?
I ain't mad at her for that now. She I ain't mad at her for that. I mean,
yeah, because who says that?
But just a little, like, you know, so we have to wait till next week, and I am
okay.
Because I really want to see if she says to Monique that they ambushed her.
She did. She did say that they ambushed her.
Or if that's Monique's interpretation of what Winter is reporting to her.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if she physically said ambush.
Right. Or if Monique is going to spin it that way.
But I mean, I think she felt like she was like Ashley was aggressive. That was definitely.
Well, now, I still disagree. And it is funny that Arena said that this week. She said, I don't think she's aggressive. I just think she's straightforward.
She's straightforward and she's aggressive. I mean, because like I said, if this is your first time meeting someone, you're not going to go so hard on them unless you're aggressive. This was their first time sitting down and having a chat. The other time that they met was in a walking past at an event. This is the first time with no outside noise that they all sat down and got to know each other. And she was aggressive.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just have to agree and disagree because I don't think the lady is aggressive. I just think.
And the reason why she doesn't think that she's aggressive, because I'm telling you, she will do the same exact thing.
I don't think asking questions, especially if you put your shit out there. You put your shit out there.
That's what I told you. I didn't lie. She'll do the same exact thing. But either way, this whole Monique and Chris Daniels thing.
So 10 years of marriage and you still feel like it's surface. So let me ask you this. How do you get to 10 years of marriage and still be surface? Like, how? How is that possible? What the fuck were you talking about for 10 years that it's still surface? I don't know how that happens.
Well, this is my thing. I already told you Monique is kind of fake to me. So I feel like maybe she was being fake during those other 9 years leading up to the 10. And so now she's letting fame and celebrity and all that get to her head, and she's trying to act a certain way. Plus, she has to have a storyline, right? Because really, outside of them having marital issues, what is her storyline?
She's bringing the girls together, and it's,
what is her storyline?
Have one.
So she has to keep this drama with her and Chris going because she has no storyline. So it's like they came back, they had a good time in Africa, supposedly, right? But then you have to come back and start an argument because you have no other storyline. You're not interesting, really. I don't know why Carlos picked her. I mean, I'm thinking he picked her because he was trying to bring those Real Housewives fans to the show, but really this show would have done well either way because Huntsville came before it. So everyone would have been expecting DC to be just as good since Huntsville was as good as it is.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to bring Monique, but he brought her to kind of.
Monique did, like.
Say it again.
The lead of this show, y'all. She is not Monique is the lead. Now,
you think she should?
Ashley's doing just fine. She done took the damn baton. She done took off. Ashley is cool.
Let her do it. Let her do it.
I say Ashley and Quicksilver. I like them as a couple. I want to see.
You too. And like I said, I think she's aggressive, but I still like her. And I think you can send Monique back to Africa.
I think she still likes me, guys.
send her to London, to France, somewhere. Just, have her do the little pop-in shots every now and then. But she don't need to be on there full time. She needs to be a friend, like they do with the Housewives.
Like the friend of the show, right?
Don't give her a peach. Don't give her an apple. For us, I guess in DC, it would be a half smoke. Don't give her no half smoke. Have her be a friend.
Smoke.
Yeah, Ben's chili dog. Because that's what we know for, right? Yeah. So if you were doing, we don't have the peaches and the apple.
I don't even know what it's known for with food.
Yeah, it would have to be the half smoke, Ben's chili bowl. Right?
Yes.
But anyway, so don't give her whatever you would be giving a main character. Make her be a friend because she is boring and she's fake. Sorry. But Ashley, we got time for you all day.
I like Ashley. I like Ashley and I like Quicksilver. So I am looking forward.
I really do like Quicksilver. I love Quicksilver because I think he's, even though he might have, I don't know, whatever on the side, but he is true. He is true. I like that, he's like, you need to stop living through your children and let them be. I mean, he was speaking truth because he was like, you know what? If you don't let them be, they either going to end up getting hurt. They either going to have social, because that's true. Because if you think about all these people who put their kids in sports and they don't really want to be in sports, but they're trying to push them in sports, like football. That's a dangerous sport. But you're trying to live through your child and you're pushing them to be in football. If they don't want to play, and all these other people who do want to play come out and pounce on them, they get hurt.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like he was speaking the truth. They either gonna get hurt, they're gonna have some social issues because you're putting them in an area where they're not prepped for that social and emotional environment, or they're gonna have, you don't do that, So he was speaking the truth. I like him. I like that he gave his background during the last episode. I like Quicksilver. Nothing wrong
Well,
with
and I like how honest and genuine he is. He's been so far. Like even when they were talking to his boss, and he was like, "We did put them in the schedule, right?" Like,
no.
Yeah. Say yes.
He was like, "No, y'all ain't got no dating schedule."
No, I didn't do that.
He's like, "Really? What am I paying you for? Huh? What am I paying you for?"
But but to be honest, like I'm glad that he has someone in his life that keeps him accountable, right? Like it's like, nah, you ain't do that.
Yeah, so I like them. I think that they could have been the lead couple. Carlos, I think again, this is one thing you kind of messed up on because you need to bring Monique.
Well, we'll see next week, but it looks like, guys,
next week Monique gonna be talking about the same boring stuff.
Well, no, next week she'll be focused on her friends and what a shit show that is.
No, she just gonna be trying to play referee. That's it. She still ain't gonna have no storyline.
Well, if she get into it with one of the women again, she will. I just hope it ain't the end of her storyline.
All right, we shall see. We shall see. I think they need to bring on another couple and replace them. Am I being too harsh now? Maybe I'm being aggressive.
It's like fire off with her head.
They could have brought Giselle and Bryant.
Which that would really piss her off. That would really piss her off. But you know what? That's what they said on the Housewives of Potomac when Monique was on that show. A lot of the girls that she did not get along with all said the same thing, was how fake she was.
Yeah,
everybody kept saying that. And now Nikki C is just like, I see it. Like it's so apparent.
So, I mean, you don't think so?
Yeah, I think she's very disingenuous about a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, like I said, it's not just with her. Even with Huntsville this week, I thought it was kind of fake, their show. So, Yeah,
they might be running out of content. Oh, well.
But we shall see for next week.
But it's time for me to get back to running it. I got laundry to do and all that good stuff. Nikki C, what are you doing over there? You chilling?
I'm trying to recuperate, okay? Because I've been working. I finally got a day off, okay? So I'm trying to recuperate. I still got some time left in the night. It's not as late as it is here.
We're at a 3-hour time difference right now, so I'm like,
So I still got some time to recuperate, but I'm going to keep running it.
And I got to get up and still do carpool and stuff tomorrow. She gets off duty for now.
Hey, I'm working. It's
you
hard
get to
work
sleep in tomorrow.
For one day. It's hard work.
You deserve it. Enjoy.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you hopefully next week with another show.
I know. Keep running it. And I'm going to end with water. Be like water, my friend. Be like water.